have integrity when I was feeding Joseph Boakai? Your God. Bunch of ungrateful people. Have you heard Joseph Boakai deny that I was raising money left and right to feed? Have you heard him deny it? Because he knows
one more freedom for when they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they did Vietnam, they changed their mind. When they did Vietnam, they changed their mind. What kind of people they say? They are freedom fighters. What kind of people? They are freedom fighters. Freedom fighter, you raping our women. They are freedom fighters. Freedom fighter, you killing our children. They are freedom fighters. Freedom fighter, you destroying our country. They are freedom fighters. Ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, 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 ayo. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they did their time, they changed their mind. When they did their time, they changed their mind. What kind of people they so? They are freedom fighters. What kind of people they so? They are freedom fighters. You freedom fighter, you raping our women. They are freedom fighters. You freedom fighter, you killing our children. They are freedom fighters. Freedom fighter, you destroying our country. They are freedom fighters. Ayo, 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 ayo. One more freedom for
Oh, yes, indeed. What a great day. What a wonderful opportunity it feels to be here this morning. Energized, filled with courage to serve you breakfast. Breakfast on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development.
When they were coming, they said they were liberators.
And this is the Liberator song, the Freedom Fighter song. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Liberia. Good morning, just wherever you are this morning on our voice. What a way we'd like to welcome all of you. Yet another intriguing conversation on the nation's premier breakfast program, the Freedom Money Rise and Freedom 87.9. It is a wet Tuesday morning, but it's good to be here. And of course, as always, there are too many things to talk about. So good morning to the folks in the Southeast. Grenada County, CDC is coming. Massive appointments were made yesterday. And congratulations to all those loyalty partisans.
When they were coming, they said they were.
I got appointed
but when they came,
by the Central Committee of the CDC 22nd anniversary in Zwedju.
What kind of people they
say? Jida Rises 2026. Oh yeah, and you can see across Grenada and other parts of the southeastern region in the country, meetings are going on. The communities are preparing to send a message. Oh, this nonsense must stop. There's all thing for ya. Anything for ya. Everything for ya must come to an end. The folks are gearing up. Oh yeah. And that's no joke. It's going to be a firework. Good morning, good morning. Good morning to our friends, our followers, and to those of you in the diaspora. It's always a good thing to have you join us. The menu, very loaded this morning. And we go back once more on the violations, the code of conduct, the violation of the CSA extended order by the man himself. You know, we told you all that Josiah Joker was an inconsistent, pathetic extremist was never going to sustain whatever he considered in his myopic understanding what bureaucratic reforms are as any sort of reform, because these things were grounded in partisan extremism. They were grounded in overzealous bigotry, and so they weren't going to go anywhere. And this is where we are. The very men that were dismissing people, that was there dismissing people, writing other agencies to terminate the services of Liberian citizens himself. Was dancing to the rhythm, tempting battle cry. At the Fala Day Body Color program over the weekend. Oh yeah, that was a Day Body Color program they had. I don't know who funeral it was. But look, man, we're going to talk about the CSA. Bapolu, Senator Amara Kwame has fired on something. Bring you up to speed with that. Just in relation to the whole CSA. Josiah Jokai's flagrant violation, abuse, disregard for the laws governing the only agency established by law for the sole purpose of ensuring political neutrality and, of course, remaining apolitical at all times. The first ever Director General of the CSA to desecrate, denigrate, demoralize, abuse, flout the very law establishing the CSA. The UPs are ashamed, bowing in disgrace.
What kind of people listen? They are freedom fighters. What kind of people?
There's Ebola in Liberia.
You freedom fighter, you raping our women. They are freedom fighters. Freedom fighter, you.
Miss Paula was yesterday released.
Freedom
was clearly from all indications. Her arrest had no basis. And so she's been released. So the public is beginning to have some turnaround on the whole Nespola situation. And I also saw a statement from the head nurse. Next,
they were coming, they said they were liberators.
Jokai.
When they were coming, they said they were liberators.
We're going to read that for you as well. Today is Tuesday.
What kind of people do so?
Then we are going to close the conversation back to the Capitol building. Two major issues: Nimut, Liberia. Nimut, Liberia. The civil society, government monitoring. They have released their report on the activities of lawmakers during the constituency break, which one of the lawmakers presented legislative report, held town hall meeting with the people to give their views on governance matters, to explain to them some decisions they made, whether via radio or community engagement. Nemo has cataloged. It will be an interesting read for you. At the legislature, the Black Eye government ambassador at large, Sheikh Mustafa Kuyate, for some was intimidated into apology on yesterday. So Sheikh, after all of the conversation, after all of the grandstanding, Sheikh Mustafa Kuyate go into apology, leaving himself no iota of integrity and repetition as he continued to struggle in the public space for a face and a voice to be listened to. To all of the grandstanding, to all of the showmanship, all of the showboating, as if to say he had any sort of evidence. This is even more eye-opening. Now look, we're going to talk about it right here, the shipping side of the conversation for you this morning on the nation's premier breakfast conversation, the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. My name is Abu Sherif. It's always a good thing to be here. Thanks to all of you, the folks, our drivers, our kekera, makewila. Good morning and welcome. Welcome and welcome. We're going to take a buzz of our team song, and once we come back, we'll rumble through the issues right here on Freedom 87.9.
There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for your authority. That it can't take your law in. Crime stop right here for us. We need safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see you not talking, I mean you check. You are for safety. If you see, don't keep it. No part to report. Crime stop, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stop, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stop, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stop, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all of us. Crime stop, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stop. Stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Stop Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, crime stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it, crime for all of us.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia is the official partner and sponsor of the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. Good morning, welcome, folks. Just whatever you are and whatever you're doing this morning, welcome to the conversation that sets the agenda for the day. Activity in Monrovia. Yes, indeed. And Liberians are beginning to speak out. And this is quite interesting, especially folks within the diaspora. You know, the diaspora plays a very significant role, like it or not, in matters relative to the politics, governance, leadership in Liberia. And there's no gainsaying, of course. It's a good thing. So this one we'd like to bring for you is an opinion shared by a Liberian living in the diaspora on taxes, right? This is Emmanuel G. Sapulusia. He writes from Texas, and it's on Freedom page. You got to check it out, right? So he says here, in response to Darius DeLong's proposal for a $1 remittance charge, $1 remittance charge for transfers coming to Liberia and what have you. So he says, Liberia cannot tax its way out of poor governance. Liberia cannot tax its way out of poor governance. And this is a very strong and a very strong message to the regime, because we've witnessed recently the taxation across every sector. I'm even hearing that there is some sort of arrangement to impose some level of taxation on yellow machines in the country. The fact that you own a yellow machine, that you have to pay certain money, I'm trying to get my hand on that, but I think the conversation is coming from either the Ministry of Public Works or Ministry of Transport or somewhere like that. Now, this is what Emmanuel says. The proposed Diaspora Development Fund Act of 2026 may sound patriotic on the surface, but beneath the emotional appeal lies a dangerous and unfair policy direction. And you all know Dylan. He's very cunning, very crafty, and he picks up on emotional debates that sometimes before you even realize is way too late. Right? This is what Emmanuel has opined. He says, asking Liberians in the diaspora to pay an additional fee on every remittance sent home is not a genuine solution to Liberia's development challenges. It is simply another attempt to shift the burden of national failure onto ordinary citizens who are already carrying the countries on their backs. Right? So what Emmanuel is trying to say is that the regime has failed. The regime is unable to deliver on its promises. So the regime is taxing and shifting the burden to you, the ordinary people. So if you see the government asking tailor shop, garages to pay tax, it's because the president has failed in his promises to deliver and attract resources to this country to solve our problems. He has failed miserably, disgracefully. He has failed. So Emmanuel is saying, if you see this happening, this is characteristic of a failed state, a failed government. So in the end, that we already have the troubles on our back. We're toting it, struggling. Families are crying daily. Then you're imposing taxes, right? Now, for years, Liberians abroad have served as an as an unofficial economic lifeline for families and communities back home. And that is what Dillon is trying to put tax on. Fellow Liberians, you see, y'all get a man who did not show anything. Your main senator for how many years? 12, 13 years if he completes everything, right? And they maintain, your less small man than what the people can say for America and other places. Dillon whole idea, governance idea ain't go nowhere. Dillon say they must put tax on that one. So your money that can come to you, they will be cutting $1 for only. $1 for all your money. Eh? Can you imagine? You don't get the people a job in the country. You dismissing the people. You employing your friends and your families in government. They don't get nothing to do. Their relatives in America that are going to sign for them sending small thing. You say you must put tax on that one. You must take some money from that one. What kind of wicked government that? Right? Mobile money, what you can do in the country, you increase the tax on that one 2%. Then you go for the people on the remittance. You say you must put tax on it. The man say this thing is dangerous. See, in many homes across Liberia, remittances from relatives overseas are the difference between survival and extreme hardship. These are not luxury transactions. They are humanitarian support system for struggling families. And that is what Dillon is proposing, that the rescue government must go for that one. You're keen to kill the Liberian people, or you're keen to rescue every small little thing what Liberian people surviving on. You'll go there, you put tax on it. Yellow machine, you also open the whole system, illegal money all over. That's what you see. There is more yellow machine coming into the country now. Yellow machine has become a big business because the government has loose open the place, illegal mining going on all over. You check the butchers, so yellow machine all over in the bush. Money. Yeah. What kind of government is this? Citizens are being asked once again to sacrifice more while the government refuses to seriously address corruption, wasteful spending, and lack of accountability. Because if the government pay more attention to accountability and cutting on waste, Richard Kuna will not be jumping around, going base stadium, going to do the other one thing. Where are they getting all the money from? Richard Kun used to be teaching UL campus. So why Richard Kun get money from going to tell UL students that you obey all the bathrooms? So those money that's supposed to go into needed programs, government program, that was Richard Kun will tell because they're regime speaker and they'll add there's some sort of philanthropist in the communities. And this is unacceptable. Before introducing new taxes or fees, the Liberian government must first prove that it can responsibly manage the resources it already has. I'm not sure if this government has effectively demonstrated the capability to adequately manage the resources we have. Rather, right, they are misusing and abusing these resources for the benefit of a few. And that's why you see Dillon can be changing cars like they're changing clothes. The government has purchased well over 3,000 brand new vehicles just in 3 years. Imagine everybody, they're buying car all over the place. When families are hungry, no medicine in the hospital, schools are without tears. Teachers are putting the chalks down and they're threatening go slows and protest actions. MCSS schools are about to go down again just when the kids are on WIAC. And they don't then buy a new car. They're burning the Capitol building. Right? Joseph Barker, your greatest legacy that you'll be remembered for is burning the Capitol building. That thing, what you go do, you go stay and say, oh, hooligan. Up to now, you can't bring a hooligan also. As far as we're concerned, that Barker then burn that Capitol building. Because by the mere fact that Barker endorsed the illegal removal of the speaker and gave his support. So every other actions that came out of that rebellious action, Barker takes full responsibility as head of state. He takes full responsibility, or else he must identify the culprits and bring them to book. In the absence of that, Mr. Barker goes down in the history of this country as being the man who aided and abetted the burning of our Capitol building. And up to now, it's still lying in ruins. It's there. Every time it has become another cash cow. They'll be putting money in the budget. Oh, come in, face. And they say Chinese people say come in, face it. And now they say, oh, put some money in the budget. Well, what kind of thing be that? The same thing they do with the executive mansion. Why the people like burning national infrastructure and they be using it to take money? The Unity Party organization, I told you, Unity Party is a criminal cartel. That's who they are. They always prove us right consistently. Eh? The other Unity Party, what do they do? The executive mansion. 12 years. They ought to be pumping money there. But I said, I ain't going nowhere. Capital building. CDC Kenya, the same way CDC met the country infrastructure, the same way they just when they did their job, they move from inside the other. Nobody not buying anything. Nobody not break anything down. They only help to build new facilities. But how many come back? The first thing, they burn the Capitol building. Up to now, they can't find who burned the Capitol building. So you see, Liberians, you have to open your eyes. This is the most dangerous organization existing in the bailiwick of our country. It has to be aborted. But the time is coming. These buggers. So let me conclude my man Emmanuel piece. And this is a breakfast for Darius DeLong. Be passing around, Shima man, Shima pa, Shima generation. Still passes around. It says, the diaspora is not refusing to help Liberia. In fact, they already do more than many government institutions. What Liberians abroad are demanding is fairness, accountability, and proof that their sacrifices will not disappear into another broken system. Liberia's greatest problem is not the lack of money. The real crisis is the lack of discipline and transparent management of the national resources. Until that issue is addressed honestly, imposing new financial burden on citizens will only deepen frustration and distrust. And I agree. And Dylan needs to know that. Dylan needs to know and understand that. We do not need additional burden. We just need discipline with what we have. So just quickly before we go to other issues, Mr. President, it's important to remind you once more that you have a committee report to act on with respect to the Liberia Airport Authority. You still have the board chair acting contrary to the recommendation of your investigative committee, which recommended that the board chair be removed for act inimical to the smooth running of the LAA, as his attitude and his deportment contravenes the standing order of the institution, and blaming it squarely for why there were lots of administrative hurdles and misunderstanding and crisis in the place. We've gone time to add number into the nitty-gritty of how these things came about, but the fact that you yourself commissioned an investigative panel that reviewed and looked into the matter and came out clearly in its recommendations and findings that the board chair, Mr. Yamaten, a Unity Party apologist, has to be held accountable. And Mr. President, if you refuse to act on this, it goes to validate your critics' assertion that you are running a partisan administration, that you're running administration squarely on the basis of partisan consideration instead of the laws and due processes or due diligence. Mr. President, this is one moment that we're going to keep putting you against your people, for the people to know that, because most times we have people say, oh, this thing happened, the president didn't know about it, so they will keep reminding you, Mr. President, your own committee you set up. So what is stopping you from taking actions in keeping with the recommendation? I am not the one telling you, say, oh, Mr. President, move that man, but I'm saying, Mr. President, for once. So Liberian people who can be putting excuses for you to say, oh, the president didn't know about it. Look, the president knows about everything, sanctions everything. And that's the reason why the president sleeps on every critical decisions, especially when those decisions are against FOIA. I mean, come in conflict with the interests of FOIA people, right? To a larger extent. I mean, I'm trying to get that right because I'm not trying to make it seem like, no. But let's say Kisi people, I don't even like to sound these ways, but again, this is how the president is running the country, right? This is how the president is running the country. He has desecrated the the social capital gains that we have consummated over the period. We've built, we were enhancing. All he needed to do is to bring the so-called experience to bed, right? To kind of consolidate our social capital gains and enhance it and ensure a prosperous nation with unity at the core. But today, what do we have? Division has taken center stage, discrimination, tribalism, sectionalism, and these are the pathetic reality of what we see around us today. People are being identified, which is uncalled for. But again, this is what it is. So, Mr. President, that's just a reminder. For you, for me, you know, I like your business. So I always let them make sure that the papi, you know, is doing the right thing. So people will not get, people will not be talking to our papi. And you understand? Yeah. Especially for our woman business, Mayata. So I don't know where Mayata is. Mayata just lost from the whole thing. Right? Mayata just lost from the whole thing. Where is Mayata Katumu Bwakai? It's quite important. So yeah, folks, we are back. We can now go into our conversations. But let me see what I'm gonna bring first. Let me see. Let's bring to you the Sheikh Mustafa Kuyate's apology yesterday, and of course, it's been viewed. I saw lots of reactions from the civil society actors, media practitioners, and other independent Liberians on, especially comments made by the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. And let me provide a bit of education around that. You hear ambassador, and then in this instant case, you did not see the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Instead, you saw the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, because that category of ambassadors falls under the presidency. They are basically these are just errand boys and messengers of the president. And it is not at that denigrating level. It's a very important role. Ambassador at large is a pro bono, service provider. But under that pro bono arrangement, whenever the president or the government sends any of them on a mission, the government takes full responsibility of that mission. For example, if the president designates Sheikh Kuyate, to go and attend on his behalf an event in the UAE, or go and have a meeting with a delegation in the UAE representing the government of Liberia, right? The government of Liberia will be fully responsible. But it is not like every month that the way the rest of you take pay every month. No, these people arrangements are not like that, right? But there is a standard also required. But unfortunately, the Unity Party did not consider standard. And they were just collecting people everywhere anyhow. Once you have a record of being rude to George Weah and insultive to the former president, all of that, where they found place for you, and they give you diplomatic passport, say ambassador at large for this. And that has segment became ambassador at large. Sheikh, the other guy, Christopher Hayes, Onanunga, the other guy, the guy who was just banned from going to the president hall in the mansion, Mohammed Ba, and all of them. So all of them in that category. Basically, probably to a larger extent, SS baggages, but you just have to find somewhere to put them because they be like, we where they want. The other one say, I put a whole radio station, the trains will be costing Jawea man every day, right? So I need something. Then other people will say, oh, but a friend to your son, But me, so be going, so yeah, so I made a man pass a lot. And that's how they're doing it. That is not the standard, that is unorthodox. But again, we have to settle for it because that's the way the government came. So they had to play it that way. Right? So when you see some dishonorable attitudes and actions and behavior from these quote unquote ambassador at large, and they're acting in uncouth manner, and so very despicable and denigrating to the office or the portfolio, then you can understand how, because the vetting processes weren't done. In the real world, these are privileges reserved for accomplished citizens, accomplished, reputable individuals that falls in that category of the president friend, right? Where the president selects him or she and designate him or her, right, as ambassador at large on tourism, on this one, on that one. They become additional ambassadors for that sector to move it forward. So any conversation of the sort that the president cannot be present, the president designates he or she to go there and make representation. It is expected that representation will be in the best interest or to the benefit of the country. But unfortunately, the ones we have now is like giving people the pass to just go out there, my man, go hustle, yeah, ambassador for this. So you better pay around. And that you all remember they were just going all over the place. Now, let's come home. So this boy, to a larger extent, no term of reference, no, orientation around, proper orientation around what he's supposed to be doing, he's not supposed to be doing, how his utterances are supposed to align, with the geopolitical position of the government of the day. And you can't just be speaking like an ordinary man out there having access to microphone. No, you can't be like that. You're in a whole new terrain. So these orientations are very, very important. But sometimes we don't do. We just give position of people and put it out there, and then go to start acting. And then when you compare their actions to their counterparts, you see a whole difference. And then our country image looks so very terrible. This is what you have. So an ambassador at large goes. I saw a video that the very United Party people were celebrating as an opportunity, I think, with some European parliaments or parliamentarians or European business people and all that is standing and regurgitating unnecessary venom around concession and slave trade. That slave deal in here, right? It was that a forum for reparation conversation, right? What was the line of the debate? It didn't just to go be yelling, be stuff that won't make sense. No, you first of all have to understand the needs of your country, and that when you're going out there, you have a platform. You promote that. But you don't go down there to go start saying things that you have got zero capacity to even deal with. That was a blunder. When I saw that, I felt like, no. This boy has dropped the ball. Then the man felt enabled by that. He felt that was some sort of heroism that he has demonstrated. Especially when the small-minded youpists were all there. Oh yeah, the man brave. That bravery thing, yeah, you won't be brave. Go sit on somewhere. You go do bravery, right? Go Iran. Go Ukraine. Go do bravery. We're talking about running a country here. Then you go sit down. You go talk, and loosely at a serious forum on matters that have got no direct dividend to the country or the purpose for which you carry that passport. That was a flop. But these were the guys all around here abusing seditions, abusing Mr. Weir. You see, it's terrible. Now, the man sit on radio. The man go for his own president. The man say, because the boy say he's brave now. So you see what you can do when you take small boys and get them people job. A man went for your own boss man. You understand? Man went for your own boss man. TV way, booyah, right? Man, the man say, okay, the program here he go and go and other play again and go sit down on OKFN. Man went for a legislature. The man say corrupt. Do you know what that means? Especially in your capacity. You say you tell the world that as the ambassador at large for I don't know investment or what or whatever it is. You tell the whole world in your capacity that your legislature is corrupt, your legislature takes bribe, your legislature is on payroll, you're taking money from people, they're this, they're that. That's a serious conversation. That is not the regular Sheikh Kuyate we know. This is the Sheikh Kuyate as ambassador at large for God's sake. So, doing it, there are individuals within the ranks of the legislature says, no, we've earned and built our reputation for the period. For this man to make blanket characterization and all of that, this is undermining of whatever efforts we will be making on this end to relieve our country. And that was bad. That's why you see I waited all along to see what's going to happen. So they invited the man. Before the man go grandstanding, I will not apologize. I got evidence. I will present my evidence. We'll go the mirror. I'm the mirror. I'm this. All the mirror shenanigans. Brother go there. Brother go apologize. Brother apologize. Brother say my people are sorry. So are you supposed to be an ambassador at large and be loosely talking? Is that apology sufficient enough to repair the damage made to the image of the country and the legislature? Is it enough? I mean, we get position of people, we got to tune in, we got to school them small. Like, oh, my man, they play SO, they want that what it requires. You have to take our diplomatic passport and just make pronouncement and say, oh, yeah, the man campaign against John Will, so yeah, made the man ambassador of this. Yeah, the other man, yeah, the man video, yeah, the man causing John Will, the other time, yeah, made the man ambassador of the other one. The man go there now, no here, no take. The man go start talking. That's the same guy, man. Man is a brother, but look, man, we can't compromise the standard. No, y'all find these people in your find places where you can put them. Y'all put, I mean, that whole diplomatic, anything that has to do something with that and run the presidency, they're not play to running down there, G. They're not play to running down there. So now, Shaq goes before the legislature, the House of Representatives, and apologize. And that apology signals that his utterances were baseless, they were unfounded, they were reckless, they were uncalled for. So the penalty goes beyond apologizing and walking out. There must be administrative action. There must be governance action. I don't know what the scope of their determination will be, but I'm speaking to you as a student of diplomacy and foreign relations and all of that. They may, if anybody good things will be coming from your mother talk about the country that they may. They may
to come after to do this thing. And when you keep dragging, and barely the other will believe you. So please, that's all this planet wasn't before. Now that you got, what do you want us to do?
we just because that man coordinating, man moderating the flow.
Social media and newspaper.
Yeah, listen to that. The whole government and local government. Me not here, not paying nobody more.
As I stated, I regret my statement, and I still hold this Abbas body in high esteem, and I have great respect for you. My direct to the president, I also want to use this time to say to you, I'm sorry.
Okay. So you hold the Abbas body in high esteem. So what enabled you to go sit on national radio and denigrate, desecrate, disrespect this all the very honorable House of Representatives? I mean, in your capacity as ambassador at large appointed by the president appoints people who basically will just go out there and terribly represents the country. Fair Liberians. Folks, to fix this country, yeah, we got to go for all of this. You know, we can't be passing over things. You see things happening that very cool, and these are not things that are supposed to be happening. Then to spoil everything, to tell you how the people say don't even know how to run government. John Palmer, Wisdom John what? Then they what do you call it? The Minister of State for Presidential Affairs came out. He said, going forward, the way our men are apologizing now, going forward, they men will not talk anything again without the president approving what he says. Right? So reducing the president to the editor-in-chief. So the president now becomes the editor-in-chief of for Sheikh Kuyate. So when Sheikh file his, I don't know, right? He sends it to the president got to edit, the president says, okay, go talk. So rights activists are also looking at it from other angle. So this goes further to validate the arguments of the regime's critics that they are managing people's thought in contravention with the law. How you control the man's thought? Listen to this. What kind of government is so, man?
That he does not endorse the statements that were made by Ambassador Kuyate. The president also made it clear that in as much as he does not micromanage those that he appoints, and he respects dissenting views, but those views are given within the confines of alignment. And after you leave, your utterances out there should reflect the vision of the administration, part of which is especially the House of Representatives and Senate. The ambassador in the conversation with the president, obviously I was privileged to be in that room, clarified that he had no intentions whatsoever to make remarks or to denigrate the honorable legislature. He promised the president that going forward, any statements that he intends to make will first be reviewed and approved by the president.
The first citizen in the country that before he talk, the president will approve it. Y'all see how the big people running the country, my people. The president go for a meeting. The president say, what are you looking to? Before I talk anything now, I will send it to you. You edit it, you review it, you approve it, then I'll go and talk. Damn it. And the president, wisdom and experience, he will come right out and say, oh no, my man, we can't run the country like that because that's equal to macro management. And I like the word from the Minister of State. That is equal to macro managing. That is state managing. You understand? So you can do that. So I mean, basically, the president admits and agrees that he appoints a man who cannot just speak responsibly by himself. So he has to be some sort of check for Sheikh Kuyate. This is very denigrating. I mean, yesterday was a very disgraceful moment to Sheikh, and I'm going to call him after the show. That's my friend, my brother as well. So I'm going to call him. I said, man, yesterday was a big headable blunder on your part, though. Damn it. These people say they know book. Look at how they're running the country. But let's take calls on this. And we talk about the Josiah Joker situation and, of course, the health and all of that. 0776 104 104 086 500 104. plus 231-86-500-104. Do you agree? Do you think that is the way out for citizens to be, for the president to be approving people comments and all of that? Is the president and the office of the president not violating the man's fundamentally guaranteed right to freedom of expression, freedom of thoughts, and all of that? Article 17, all right, Articles 15, 16, and thereby. But again, this is rescue government. They're operating the country in a haphazard manner. 0776-104-104, 086-500-104, plus 231-86-500-104 are the numbers to call. Just 30 seconds. We have a lot to talk about. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Let me say good morning to the audience. My name is Eugene S. Jobo Jr., and I call you Capital Bypass.
Go ahead.
Abu, it just sounds laughable to me, this, hearing Shaq Carter. For me, I hate football to be cowardly. You have to stand for something. This is the man who went from radio station to radio station, and he positioned himself, he knew what he wanted to say, and he said it. And this is the man who even wanted to be president. I still a member of a political party. It is disgraceful. Today, a political party still about have been someone, and even being guarded before you say anything. Before you say anything, the president of the Republic of Liberia have to sign any attempt not to follow that person, you'll be kicked out of government.
But it's argued that the man was intimidated, was coerced to making these remarks. Well, how about that? Don't you think so?
Even before the man appeared before the lawmakers, he met the president. Look, if you are intimidated, what make you man? What you stand for? No,
but I want to mention it. The president tell you, the president say go apologize. They say go.
But it just got a job now. It just got a job. It's a job. It's nothing else. I just disappointed in him. I can no longer take him serious. Thank you for the opportunity, Abu.
Okay, thank you very much. 0776-104-104, What's your thought? Right? These are very critical moments. Okay, let me see. My brother Mark Markota, go ahead. You're live. Go ahead.
Yes. Good morning. I think there's a problem, a fundamental problem with that guy. I mean, one of the times I noticed was, he used to do this war crimes code debate, and there was this instance he was at CEO. So a lot of people was talking about this guy. So I wanted to really understand the depth he had. And when I said I wanted to have a counter argument with him, but the guy was just talking all sort of things that are not even coherent. And that has been his problem for whoever I even put him on an even bigger stage. Maybe they may have not really known the depth to which he operates. Because the last time when you saw him, I think with some Europeans or other people of white colors, they were in some room. And that guy was speaking total rubbish. Because all those things he was saying did not even make sense. And it reflects a lot on our country, on our capacity. Sending somebody to represent your country as an ambassador defines the capacity of a country to the place that you are going to represent your country. If you say, I'm a Liberian ambassador in Italy, Italians see you as a total reflection of Liberia in Italy.
That's correct.
Or whatever country you are. For a man representing Liberia to even put that man with the incoherent lines of thought to even represent Liberia. So the regime has just, like you said earlier, it has just been about who can cause the opposition. At the same reason they got Cloud Mountain and to asset recovery thing. Who can do the other thing? At the same reason they're putting people to places that they don't even have the capacity.
So it's not about merit. It's not about what capacity you bring on the table.
It's about merit. Anybody who would have thought it was about merit, they wouldn't have placed people to check because that guy doesn't have coherent line of thought. Listen to him. He has no depth in whatever he says. Like I said, the war crimes conversation that he was passing around doing. Listen to him on the subject matter. He was very thin, had no depth in it. So if you even listen to his radio conversations that he has had over the period, you know that this man, yes, he may know a few things, but not the capacity to represent the country at certain platforms. And these same people, these same UP people, they are the ones who have the audacity to keep bringing citizens and people who are in help, who do not have the capacity. But what are they reflecting in these ambassadorial positions? See, the other guy called Mohammed Badi, other time. That kind of man, any serious man will be ambassador or whatever sort anywhere. So they were chasing everybody.
So the president said the way to solve it now, when the man won't say anything, the man send it to him, he approve it. You think that's the solution?
They are just quietly saying the man should not say anything anymore. Because obviously they are telling him, man, we want you not to say anything anymore. From now on, you're not saying anything anymore. You say anything, we remove you from the job. They are quiet. The regime is known as silencing people. He instead he was just talking nonsense over the players jumping so saying things. So obviously they know now that his capacity, he can't say anything coherent. So they say, the man, maybe they make it represent. He can't say anything. So they stop the man from talking. In essence, that's what we're saying.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a cool line of thought this morning, but this man, I see this and say on you pressing. Because we are, they tell you to put you in some position. That's
and then you say consistently, you say we are not coming back, and the fund someone to tell you.
But if you really put these people in real CDC, oh my God, playing this first my people well grounded and people with depth in the CDC. And men with no depth, we're passing all around when you get cause and they put you in some position that you can't adequately represent and they want to bring people.
Okay.
But it was a nice conversation this morning.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for your input. Okay, more calls on this quickly, and it has got something to do with going back to how do we even appoint people in positions. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Thank you. Not the mental God. I'm out of the rescue in the leisure figure. And I appreciate you this morning for talking point.
So you remember I was in Rescue Intellectual Brigade?
Definitely.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Abu. And I want to tell you in condemning Chef Kuyate. For me, I'm a man.
I'm not sure if I condemn him, but they exposed the SSS in your government's decision making and had poorly they make selections for people to represent the country.
Abu? Hello?
Go ahead.
Thank you. You see, this government did not just expose the entity within this government, but the government is tolerant. Intolerant. I think Sheikh should have been the man who has fought for day one to be the one to stand by the word, because what Sheikh we have just said, I think it happened.
But the man said you're intimidated, so that tolerant government can intimidate officials and go put in and tell the people say you're sorry, and before you talk again, you ask the president are tolerant there.
No, Abu, I differ with that. I think the president.
But
the president didn't ask him directly.
No, but you hear. Listen. You hear.
I think Sheikh said because of job, trying to tell now all the advocates in the past they pay for job. I think the president.
No, you hear the minister of state. The minister of state said Sheikh and the president had a meeting that he was privy in, and the president told the man to apologize, and the man promised the president he will apologize. And also to the president that before you talk, you ask the president will approve it. That one that tolerance, that micromanagement that
Abu?
Yeah.
Abu, if I'm the president of the country and you are the one as my employee, and you make a statement and you as an individual, you value the job over your statement, over your integrity, and you come to me and say, oh, Papa, I want to apologize. I will apologize. But if Sheikh was to a crime, the Sheikh I know. My fellowship for a very long time, doing the senator election when you were running for senator. Because this man, when it comes to in responding to the issue, to share to market and better shape yourself because of job and desire to go and point out to the lawmaker. Who don't know the lawmaker are corrupt?
Okay.
Yeah,
but you buy irregular man, you can say no problem with that irregular man, but in his capacity, he said he got to provide facts. He know how the facts to provide.
So the lawmaker is when the minister when minister against yourself, they said we should be removed onto the work.
All right, but thank you. Say you rescue me. Let me ask you one question. So they say Thomas Fala that new Messiah now.
Abu, Thomas Fala can never be chosen by the United Party. We are not cow. We know Thomas Fala Porogos in Johnny. So if you support the president, no problem. But you will never be a program Messiah for the United Party.
But all of you celebrating the man, you're giving the man money to organize program. Oh, is the man?
No, the man have their own fund. You know, I know. You were one of the
no. Now who supporting the man right now? Who supporting the man right now?
You get a point from the past government.
Yo, listen, the thing about the data right now, correct. You're dancing people water, the people not gone, the people gone, Thomas Fala. Can you imagine?
Well, remember, Abu, in the program in Sojourn, there will be alignment and realignment. There's no permanent element when it comes to politics. So I don't think I will get that into consideration.
So that's why you must gun the man and two call out the man?
Based on the president, you know, I told you about Thomas, but I am because of support, you know.
But you support, you think a good ideology there? You are dancing people water. You think a good ideology? The people who suffer for him, putting him in jail. Then all the men who are against him, put gun on the man, two call out the man. You think a good ideology there? Man, be fair now, you know. Your country, don't be scared.
Abu, this is a bureau, and the president on their own, and no capacity is an error. You think better than I. So
no, I agree. You the error, but your own, I just say your own layman. I don't think we talk about the president. Your own layman.
In my own layman ideology, I think I would do similar and the president because politics is not what.
But then you on government too.
No, I differ to be ungrateful.
No, you're on government because you say you do the same. So you're not doing follow the leader. Cool. Good morning. Let me take 2 more calls on this. Yeah, morning.
So this, Mr. Riari.
Go ahead.
I'm John Maya. Commonly known and well known as Mr. Riari. So, Abu, what I want to say, theater is not man. It's not man.
The men are men?
The way, you know, man, the way I used to see theater, we come video. He had a store educated with big book and had a straight power. When he says something, he stand by it. They just show he all small. And he goes there, I'm sorry. Oh, but you know what I knew the aftermath when you were getting to it? He knew that the government is support, you know them. When you talk against them, what they can do, who would have been men enough to do it. And they just shake you out, you go, I'm sorry. Just the border area that we on it.
So now who you disappointed in? The president or Kuyate?
I disappointed in Kuyate. Kuyate working with the president. Kuyate have people of such who work in the government and they penalize them. So if you go into this, you should be man enough to do it. You consider everything to do it. Whether you fire you or you remain, consider it. Don't. And you go in. You fall to talk, and you know you can't stand the weight. Get to stand the heat. You don't fall to talk. They tell you exactly. Thank you, Abu.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Lastly, good morning.
Good morning, Abu. How you doing, my son?
Morning. Go ahead, Masisi.
Good morning.
Morning. Masisi, you're live. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you for the show, Papa. Look, my son. I told you and myself in this country that what happened in this country. Little come, little go, little come, little go. They will happily happen in the street. This is all this is happening. So I will say, you can put him back. When he say, I will not take my walk back, I will take him for that. He took the wall today, get the follow there. Nobody can put it. So what happening?
Oh, yeah. Is that the one that you can call out to take his wall back?
Yeah, the thing about it, I will not do it. I will lose my job. But the people, I will lose my job. I will not take it back. I said, my wall, so they will happen to the border. Nobody can get down on the update. If you're up there, so the dog is going there. I will hear them say, they get somebody inside, or somebody get somebody one again. I can't get enjoy the radio. Then they will go and say, we are there. That's two things that we are government. That's one thing, okay? 72 hours, 74 hours, 74 hours, so they are there to the government.
So that means the way Shaq apologized and the post say home we are going, you can't tell nothing, nobody pay attention to him.
You can't remember him no more. If you political career is that. You can't talk to any man of people say yesterday, they made some men of the war. I will not take it back, I will not apologize, and will look it up to you to go to the capital and tell I was telling you go apologize. Because of your pay. You find a wheelbarrow, because you want job, you want to be a ambassador, you want to be an opposite. You don't want to want to today, you give back to today, I'm sorry, apologize for anything, I will have to say back before I say it. You see, it doesn't say, and will remember, not the woman, I will take it today, just want to say, it's in the government. When you say something, they go after you. Yesterday, they will want that man will die in the house. Where was that police there? Yesterday, they made it ready. They kept it in the home. Okay, so they yell at the boy. They are calling. Let's go back to the justice for the government. For the election of politics, nothing. Nothing but the election again. We're going for Lopa. Now, when they're president, you don't know what? They all have the club for the hiding. They give us that money. So the government, I guess, we are taking to Thank you.
Okay, thank you very kindly. And so, folks, that's all the time we've got to take calls on this one. It's important. And so, welcome. Let's talk CSE. You know, the reason it's important for us to talk CSE, the current Director General of the CSE was one man who passed around here like one big reformist, challenging, you know, the laws and going into territories that are not traditionally known to be areas covered by the scope of his authority, like we saw what he tried to do with the legislature when former Speaker Funati Kofa was there. He tried to interfere with the payroll system. He tried to do all kinds of things, like some kind of reformist, correcting, the system and all of that. He went to MCC and instructed the mayor to dismiss 6 to 8 Liberians from the job and other agency. The only reason he gave was that these people openly affiliating and the CSA is a non-partisan institution, blah, 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 and all that, he said. You understand? So it was this day, it was on December 12, 2024. Josiah Joker went, to the executive mansion and he posted on his own page, said yesterday, December 11, 2024, I proudly signed the performance contract and code of conduct on behalf of the Civil Service Agency with His Excellency Joseph Numa Boaka Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia. Josiah said he signed the code of conduct. That we'll go to. We'll go to the code of conduct and what it says. Then we just oppose that with what happened. And why is everybody quiet? Why is Josiah not doing the honorable thing to resign for violating the very principles and standard he said? That will be landmark. If Josiah is truly a man of integrity, right? A man who believes in standard, Josiah violating the very code of conduct he signed on December 11, 2024 and presented to the president should be resigning and bowing in shame. Anything on the contrary means Josiah wasn't honest, sincere from the get-go of all this. He was just another partisan zealot, right? Using the law to shield partisan actions and decisions. This man terminated the contract and the contract of consultants in this country under the guise of reforming the consultancy framework and started hiring partisans and relatives of his under the guise of doing the right thing. Today, God has a way of exposing people. Apparently, this was a moment for all of us to reset the clock and begin to focus our attention on what is Josiah doing at the CSA? How is Josiah improving the CSA? I know there's lots of folks in the civil service agency that are very, very displeased with Josiah Joker and we want him out the next day. I know that for sure. They talk it. Even when that rumor about NEC was coming, they were excited. Some of them were on fast and prayer for Josiah Joker to leave. He is an empty dude walking and portraying himself in a manner and form that's way more different from his true nature. The allegation of dictatorial tendencies, unscriptural and unmanner attitudes in the workplace, selfish and self-centered, all is about him. Reduce the agency to birthday party club. Every time he's having birthday parties, calling musicians to go there. That's how he has denigrated the agency, and others professionals in the service are displeased. It's vindictive. So he did that. Truly, the CSA is committed, he says. Truly, the CSA is committed to total adherence to the terms and conditions of the two instruments, Mr. President. Thank you for instituting these productive and accountability measures. And it's important when we are having this conversation, we're not just having it from the blue or because we hold critical views about individuals in the government. But it's for the records to hold. If a man says this, right? He says what? He's committed. The CSA is committed to the total adherence, right? To total adherence to the terms and conditions of the code of conduct. But let's now read what happened over the weekend and the questions that's being asked today for all of us to look at, for all of us to wrap our heads around and begin to think. What are the laws only apply to a certain people? Is the CSA still neutral? Is the CSA still committed to the terms and conditions of the code of conduct when the director general is seen wearing a political organization t-shirt at a major launch for a political campaign in support of workers' re-election? Should that be the job of the CSA Director General? Josiah Joker did that. He was dancing. The guys feels like the country belongs to them. They can do anything they feel like doing. Nobody, should question them. Now, so this debate has, for the most part, filled every street corner. Very heated political exchanges. following the launch of the National Independent Movement for Boakai, NIMBO, the National Independent Movement for Boakai. Like I told you on yesterday, that Josiah is not enjoying good relationship with the mainstream Unity Party. So, predicated upon this, lastly, he ignored, and the professional builders and went ahead to put his face out there. So the event, which drew top government officials, lawmakers, and staunch Unity Party loyalists, has now ignited a major conversation surrounding the conduct of none other but the Director General of the Civil Service Agency, amid accusations that Mr. Jokai may have crossed the line, separating public service from partisan politics. Public service and partisan politics, especially for a man directing the Civil Service Agency of the country, that must be adhering and upholding to political neutrality and independence. You understand? So, at the center of all this is what? The 2014 Code of Conduct. That is the commitment Josiah made on December 11 when he signed the performance contract and the code of conduct and submitted it with the president and committed himself to adhering to the code of conduct, and particularly section 5.1 of the code of conduct says clearly and in unambiguous terms that presidential appointees are prohibited from canvassing, participating will do the honorable thing to resign and leave, or the president takes the most appropriate action to relieve the man, because Mr. President, the man said you're coming to fix the civil service. But the man came, the very things he did, he has begun repeating those things. And this has not only drawn the attention of just regular political discussants, but equally so state actors. But let's hope they will go beyond Facebook posting to push more and push through for more accountability. Now, Senator Amara Kone wrote this like 2 hours ago. He said, there is nothing new in Liberia except the history you don't know or the one you conveniently forget to benefit your action. That means the things that are wrong yesterday and that is happening now, you deliberately forget because it happening now benefits you. Like what Josiah is doing. The things he dismissed other people for, they remove Emma Glasgow and other people from the job, right? Today, all of them, they're late. And the country is not saying anything. The very pastors and imams that did not say anything when people were being purged from their job. Quoting the CSA standing order. Today, the CSA standing order is being violated, but not ordered by the Director General himself. Senator Collins went further to say, political parties seek power only for their own benefit. The goal of power is power itself. And when power shifts, what makes us think it won't follow the same pattern again? Here's a tough but important truth. In 2018, we saw some current Unity Party leaders lose their jobs and livelihoods when power moved to the Coalition for Democratic Change. That was obvious. And you need to be clear whether those people were civil servants. Civil servants did not lose their job. Directors were maintained, right? HRs were maintained. Controllers were maintained in most areas. Those were the same people. So see, Unity Party were leaking sensitive government documentation, giving it to Henry Costa. So Mr. Collins should also be made to admit that. When the government exhibited tolerance and inclusion, they became rebels on the government. Now, because of their loyalty to the party, he says, we have also seen the UP government dismiss several CDC officials, right? In the case of the CDC, he said the CDC time when CDC took over, CDC dismissed UP officials, right? But when UP took over in 2023, UP dismissed CDC officials, and they not only stop there, civil servants, right? And then stop there, they dismissed security personnel, So even the security sector, they've gone there. Civil servants. At least CDC are moving UP officials, yeah, ministers, managing directors, commissioners, blah, blah, blah. Remove them. That's obvious. Any government will do that. But when our own men came, civil servants are all they're taking them from the job. So I want to say, for the reason why the UP is doing that, for openly taking part in political rallies while wearing party regalia. Josiah Joga said the reason they dismissed these civil servants because they openly took part in political party rally, CDC rally, and the whole party regalia. So they dismissed them in spite of the law, protecting them. These dismissals affecting people from the Executive Protection Service and the Monrovia City Corporation were carried out to top civil servants from breaking government conduct policy as a reason for the government's action. our letter to the Senate requesting the reinstatement of the fired civil servants from MCC is stuck in the Labor Committee. And when there, the Labor Committee sat down on it because the people dismissed were wrongfully done. Today, we noticed some UP government officials and civil servants, including the Director General of the CSA, wearing regalia in support of President Boakai. I wonder what will happen to their jobs and livelihood when power changes again. No, we're talking about now. History doesn't always have clear endings, but one thing everyone knows is this: power will eventually end. The real question is, what do you do with it while you have it? When do we take a moment to reflect? When do we put an end to targeting each other because of our political affiliation and see the Liberian in each of us? You gotta ask Joseph Boakai, you gotta ask Josiah Jokai. But Mr. Senator, beyond this, you should be calling for accountability. Mr. Senator, we urge you to use your platform, right, to summon the CSA director or do a vote of no confidence in him, as he has clearly violated the standing order of the very agency he has proven incapable to living up to, because the laws are not supposed to be applied selectively. These other people he dismissed under his signatures, they're Liberian citizens, they deserve to work in their country. So we cannot institute a government that targets a particular group of people. If Josiah Jokai remains as CSA director, that goes to validate that indeed the government is established only for UP fanatics and fanatics of the government. And every other individual rights will be abused and continues to be abused in the country. So God did not wait for 2029 to give us a moment to correct, right, this. So if Josiah gets dismissed, it goes now as a standard that any government coming after him will have to uphold and live up to. Let's see what you think. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104, and we'll go to our final conversation for the day, and then we'll call it a day. Let's hear you. The OOs, the old man is sweeping the road. They remove all of them from their job. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu. And good morning to the many listeners to the broadcast this morning. Abu, this is David King, and I join you from our resident this morning. You know, Abu, the Unity Party, Jokai, will not resign. There are a lot of things that have been in government or officials of this government to resign and have your position, and they have not done so. Because Mr. Boakai's law, lack the incompetent, the ineptitude in Boakai, it goes along with all of the officials. So, I do not see it possible for Josiah Jokai to resign for a post for something that he did to other people because he said they were in political party regalia, and he saw that on Facebook. So because of that, any of our brothers left that job for the MCC. We lost other brothers and sisters for other entities in government under the signature of Josiah Jokai, because he said they violated a very code of conduct that he, Jokai, was seen on Sunday, violating, using government vehicle at that rally, dancing, chanting, battle cry. And today, he sit there and CSA as the prime man. And Boakai would do nothing because Boakai himself don't believe in the rule of law.
But the president should dismiss Jokai. There is every reason for Josiah to leave. We read a lot for you, but thank you very much. Let's now take Brother Kalasco. Chief, good morning.
Good morning, Abu. How are you?
I'm okay, sir.
It's good to be following your platform this morning, as always, Abu.
Thank you.
And like always, Abu, you know, I always like to give you a flower while you stay alive. And I would like to say again, thank you for everything you continue to do for our country. And do not be deterred. Always be strong. Good thing can normally come easily.
That's correct.
So keep on with what you're doing, and I truly, truly respect you. I'm saying this again in open.
Thank you.
Abu, having said that, Abu, I'm not surprised. And I wasn't expecting anything the contrary. And today, what is happening, the only thing that I'm sad about, Abu, is our poor women, our poor mother,
I'm telling you,
our young brothers that was, denied opportunity to serve their country only because they were perceived as being partisan. But when we moved to the executive marshal, and that's the reason why you see they were behind Nathaniel Magay, the same Magay had, when he employed people,
he bloated the payroll.
He bloated the payroll. When we were at the foreign ministry, and later the president decided, okay, this executive marshal is the home of the presidency. I will do everything humanly possible in my capacity as the president to move to the executive marshal. And you saw him when he came, they put in time. We were at that marshal making sure that place is renovated, something they could not do for 12 years. And when the president moved to the executive marshal, because the executive marshal yard is so big,
very big,
and you needed people to be there, give the place a facelift.
The gardeners,
The president, the gardeners. The president say, I will implore people and give them 400, 500, you just name it. Our poor mother, some young people were there. When the Unity Party won elections, the king, they deleted everybody. They all over there from West Point, Nickel Town, Sony, this underprivileged community.
Yeah. Chicken soup factory. All over the place.
Chicken soup factory. Everywhere. They deleted our mothers and sisters from there. They say only because they were associated with a political institution. And the man in the center of that is Josiah Joker. He's the man in the center of it. And today, that man is visibly seen in a political party paraphernalia, with a paraphernalia of a political party.
Or a political movement, and, let's say so.
Creating a level of anger in the mind of our people. If I was in that situation, frustration, because this is the man who said, you can't do this.
Yeah.
It is against the law.
I'm taking your job from you because you did this. And the same man wanted to do the same thing, but he said sitting there.
And the same man went did the same thing. When that man removed the young people from the city corporation, the MCC, in fact, when the senator, some lawmaker wrote him and said he should reinstate the people. He said the people can't tell him what to do. He's the boss of the CA. He defied them.
That's what he did.
He defied them. And these young people today, the Ben Believer, Boy, for them must just name it. Today, these young people are here. And this is the man that is seen happily associated with political activity. And when Amara Kone says, certain United Party people say they gave Amara leverage, why is it that he's criticizing them today for repeating even in a worse situation than what they spoke about? I'm not disappointed. I expected the outcome of this rescue,
but there are people who believe that the fact that this is so glaring that the president will take action on Josiah Joker, maybe by dismissing, that's the right thing to do. He should leave. He has violated the very law And the very contract he signed with the same president, he has violated that.
Abu, everything that Josiah is doing today is acquiesced by the president, by Mr. Boakai. Everything that he's doing today is approved by Mr. Boakai. So if what worse could happen if this man who's the president can deny his predecessor for using the VIP lodge that he built? What is worse than that? What is worse than that? There's nothing worse than that. What is worse than a man who's the president and frequently violating tenure positions, people in tenure position, he dismisses them. What is that someone Josiah doing? Then you say
and he did that because they were openly aligning with political party, attending political party rallies.
According to them. According to them. That's the reason why he did that. But today, this is the man that is clapping and sinking Kumaya for the same situation that is happening today.
Okay.
And you think something will happen? I'm just unfortunate that some of our people, we told them, but they thought it was all rosy at the end. But today, the country is a victim of these guys' actions. But again, posterity will judge. And that's why Senator Amara and other people who were seen they are expressing it. And I must appreciate people like Senator Amara Kone for their stay. I must appreciate him.
Okay.
For some of the things he's doing. So thank you, Abu. It's always good to follow you.
Thank you very kindly. Well, thanks for the very quality input. Let's take 4 to 5 more calls on this. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning, Abu Sherif.
Good morning.
Good morning to the peace-loving people of Liberia. The name remains George Watertown Dunoy, and I call you this morning from Point 4. Junction. Yeah. Abu, when the people come into power, there was a certain slogan they came with. We never took a complaint. One day, Josiah is doing, he's gaining life president. Because whatsoever that you see Josiah Joga is doing, the president did the same. You know how many training positions that the president remove people from in the name of people affiliated with institution and riot? On the end of the day, we saw nothing. The Papa just made a lot of people today in the name of corruption, but they went and they won again. Where are they today? Have we given them their job back? No. They are out there. So Josiah Joga, this will judge the people tomorrow. And 2029 will speak for us.
Okay.
Thank you ever so much.
Thank you very kindly. 2029 will speak. The Liberian people are waiting for 2029. Let's see. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu. This is Mr. Kobo calling from Brooklyn.
Mr. Cooper, we have another moment on our hands this morning again. The Director General of the CSA knocking the CSA down, marching, walking on it, spitting on it, and violating every letter in the CSA Act.
It's just unfortunate. Like I always said on your show, Abu, I was one of those who worked seriously to bring this government to power. From 2017 to 2023, I've been behind Mr. Walker to elect him. But I regret every second of my efforts and convince other people. But for the sake of record, let me call upon the president to have this token based. I think the president has an obligation to hold the rules and laws of our country, which I know he willing to. My own disappointment comes from Kone this morning. we have a lot of partisans of the United Party in the CDC government. Those partisans of the United Party, these were people who used to give us information, you know, and they were physically seen in every government institution. The CDC government did not go after any one of those partisans based on political affiliation.
Oh yeah, they used to send information to Henry Costa.
Yeah, I'll be fair to say that as a partisan of the United Party, the CDC did not go after any partisans because they're associated with the United Party. Those persons work, and they were even giving us information, you know, to counter the CDC government. So call it in as much as you want to speak out, and let the truth be told. This is unfortunate. It's highly unfortunate. And if we're not careful, this will be a vicious cycle. This will definitely be a vicious cycle.
Okay.
And the question would be, what is our nation will be heading? It's unfortunate. Thank you so much.
Thank you very kindly. Second to the last. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Peter Dominguez, I call from another student in Lower Johnsonville. And I'm outstanding member of the Concern Librarian for Justice. Say, Abu, and the governance is actually, I think Dillon and others who needs of justice Mapwaka government have gotten to realize that. Yesterday, the critics they said we are in government, we're in F. Today, they are at the epicenter of power. The entire macro economy have broken down under the watchful eyes of Justice Mapwaka and Dara Dillon. Then today, you want to exploit our diaspora who are struggling, you know, to support their friends and very beginning, Liberia. How are you saying about paying money? That's naivety on the part of Dillon. They cannot destroy the macro economy and want to get into and create leakages into the household spending. It's not going to work. So that bill, that package, you put it in your cover. After 2029, when you are being dissolved from power, yeah, you be looking at it.
You're not way back to the Dillon issue, but thank you. Your time finished already, my brother. Good morning. Morning. Good morning. Go ahead. You're live.
Thank you very much. This is the Commonwealth Chairman. My name is P.O. and I represent the Concern Librarian for Justice. I joined your money for real. Like, I want to thank you for showing light on this thing. That is so, hypocritical to any other thing. That is working on the citizens of Nigeria. What is it? Josiah Jokai that took Nigerians, brought for their table and sacking them for the civil service because they hear that their action was not political.
So this is it. That means there's a double standard on United Party issue about partisanship for civil servants.
Exactly.
When you UP man, you can do partisanship, but when you CDC man, no, you can't.
Even the Ministry of Justice, you see what's going on now? There was a guy called testified in the TFC on stage. He's a holy fan. Why? Because he's on the other side. Even the Ministry of Justice, there's inequality. And you know, the same policy against taking over the country because the guys who are holding the country, their belief is just that kind of way. How can you be this way? But like they are saying, they are waiting for 2029. How sure are we that in 2029 going to be or 2029? How sure are we that this guy, after doing all these things, after getting all bad companies, they will not invite to even rate the electoral on level. But you should walk off this bad. This is awful.
Okay, that's it. That's exactly what it is. It's been robbed everywhere. Good morning, Pocard Robert. Congratulations on your appointment.
Thank you, and thank you very much, my dear brother or Abu or Sherif, and thanks also to my indefatigable and my indomitable party, the motive, Congress for Democratic Change, for giving us the opportunity and the mandate to serve in a capacity and will execute for the 4 years in the best interest of our beloved party. And for the recognition, for the recognition for the public, and Pocat,
robbered.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't use this money for unknown destinations.
But you gotta call your committee, my man. People gotta know. So for recognition, you call your name Poker Robber, the newest appointee on the anniversary committee.
On the anniversary, our 22nd anniversary of the social media or social media committee.
Subcommittee.
Yeah, social media committee.
Yeah, Paku, you strong, my man.
Yeah, and we are very clear. We are very glad to our party and also to our youth here acting Casco with here.
So you're not like those small children in UP or the party can recognize them. Matter you're still holder, you come and execute something for the party.
I mean, our party knows what's important. What is important and what was important. And what our party knows. Now people like your party around your party can recognize you. All your energy, your everything, they go in, they go in. I'm not character last year, but you get in a kind of level of vanity.
Go in the guato, and then the president can be Gownie, Fala, the other people that dance in the pool water, they can recognize them.
The president Gownie is somebody that actually there with him before, but the president, he knows people that work in the pool water. Our party is not a kind of party. So we are very appreciative of our party and we'll do everything in the best interest of our party.
Go ahead.
But the issue, we see why you see they are far from integrity. They got from the past to the grandchildren. All of them they are disgrace to integrity. From the past to the grandchildren, to the great-grandchildren, all of them they are disgrace to integrity.
Well, were you part of those they took from job?
Yes. I was on the first list.
Yeah.
When Toga came and said, "Oh, you people are the party SYZ and you give the civil service rules and all and regulation." Where you now?
So they take a small little from on your table.
I mean, I say the men work pay. The men work off with men even to make us get me benefit to buy along all the comrades. You see it? But we are deter this the government, our president brought to the government of the people, not the government of individual or even government of party. Our president brought government of to the people, to the public, and he saw Union Party was fatal. Union Party was fatal to the extent that it was even more than us.
So what can you say? What can you say to Josiah Joker now that he has committed the same crime he took your job from you for?
Well, if even you get Josiah Joker, any gonna say you did Josiah Joker key to the particular position on a sentiment. It was the man that said he will not recognize job. We are even with job we are re-elected. Then what I mean is this: a complete cowardice. And anything that you could do once you're not in the interest of you, trust me, it's fiasco. So it's a complete cowardice individual. So I want to get no recommendations for him. You ain't just living in a better things. Thank you.
Okay, Poker Robert, thank you very much. The message. Hey, my man, Poker, yeah. But look, let's take Crime Stopper. Come right back. We conclude it right here on Freedom 87.9, the big station, the People's Radio. This break, we'll be right back.
There are crimes in many places, in every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. But they can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, I mean you check. You wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make a peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door.
Liberian president and the vice president will fight. A dirty fight, disgraceful fight. And the Liberians don't expect better economy, expect more hardship. Hardship. Liberian president and the vice president will fight. A dirty fight, disgraceful fight. And the Liberians don't expect better economy, expect more hardship. Hardship.
Okay, so let's hold it there. And trust me, if there haven't been any kind of real reason for young people to organize themselves to come out and pressure the government to take real action, I think there's open violation of the code of conduct and this civil service standing order by the Director General is one moment that the youth of this country, the students of this country, should rise up to the occasion and demand that Josiah Joker leaves. Josiah is unfit. Josiah is a partisan bigot. He has desecrated, he has dishonored the contract he signed to uphold the integrity of our CSA. This man dismissed people resting on the shoulders of the laws. And this man violates the very law and still feels comfortable and thinks the country should accept that. That is unacceptable. But again, we leave that with you all. And there's always one moment that your country needs you. It doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter where you are. You can be that hero of the moment. You can be the moment to redeem the country and ensure that our laws remains the law, irrespective of who's occupying the office. Who is a Josiah Joker to think he can flout the law anyhow and goes with impunity? This is another challenge to the president. Now, quickly, let's go to the issues here about our patriotic, nationalistic nurse, Deaconess Paula Bidell. You know, I call her patriotic and nationalistic. This is the moment. You know, most time people ask you, why if you go in an environment where they had a discussion about bad thing coming happen to Liberia and you're the only Liberian in that room, and then the tell you, say, don't tell anybody. So what will you do? So when you tell anybody, will they arrest you or put you in jail? You know, patriotism is measured through many, lens. It's viewed through many lenses. What Paula demonstrated was a mark of extreme patriotism and humanity. As much as this is a secret meeting, but it borders on the lives of our people. So look, friends in the medical field, frontline warriors, be on your guard, be mindful, look after yourself, deploy hand sanitizing, stuff to your homes, stay safe. This is the emergency we have on our hands, right? And people try to criminalize that. People try to criminalize the woman. And I saw people bullying the woman. The woman is a God-fearing woman, a deaconess. The spirit could not allow her to sleep After entering that room and saw the discussion that went on, she came out of there. She could not. She said, no, I must be a savior. I must put my people on. Because we were here 2014, we saw what happened. I like my people. So now, how do you establish criminal intent? That you go, another person murder? Why is the environment looking so gangster? You can just take handcuff, you put on anybody, nothing. You go start doing all kinds of things. So now the legal team and legal representation of Miss Paula Bidel yesterday went to the police headquarters and they secured her temporary release. They released her. She did not commit any crime. And she did not lie as UP apologists try to make it look like. She basically did not misinform. She sent out early warnings. And that is exactly what the very government is doing. So the government is following suit. She was just a step ahead of the government. And who knows, probably because of what she did, and that's how the government is even coming out now to do these early warnings. What if she were concealed it and probably just go to her home and start putting her children like most of the other people who attended the meeting did? Some of them will fly their children out of the country. The poor nurse who had the means to do that said, no, let me tell my friend here, at least that we the one can be from there. But they think we have just been briefed. So you'll be careful out there. When you see certain patient, you'll be careful. You'll do this, make sure you get your PPE, you get long sleeve, this, that's it. Right? Which is not a bad thing, but was being made criminal simply because the government had the desire to conceal the information and all that. Because like I said on yesterday, it doesn't mean when people travel from these places they come automatically that Ebola they have. But normally what happens is that these people are quarantined and observed for a period before they can be placed among us. But the fact that these people came and we do not have the capacity and to control these people movement is possible at the airport or while on the flight. They may be the one known to be coming from there, but while on the flight probably they might have touched or rubbed somebody or rubbed against a surface that another person interacted with. So if the nurse comes out to say, please be careful out there, even though we have those 5 patients in the JFK, but chances are that they might have interacted with some other people knowingly or unknowingly. So the best we can do is to adapt preventive measures in our daily going about. Now, to further prove that this lady did not commit any crime, the government of Liberia has issued a travel advisory. Republic of Liberia, travel advisory number 01, May 25, 2026, on threat of Ebola outbreak. So then why you arrested Paula? So the government comes back and admit that there's a threat of Ebola outbreak in our country. That's informing a travel advisory. Let me read it. On May 16, 2026, the World Health Organization, WHO, declared the Ebola virus disease outbreaks in the Democratic Republic of Congo and the Republic of Uganda a public health emergency of international concern. Considering the rapid spread of the disease in the DRC, the government of the Republic of Liberia, through the Ministry of Health and the National Public Health Institute, has activated the EVD public health measures at points of entry. So you see why the little action was patriotic and nationalistic? Why, if probably, let's assume Paula had not spoken, maybe the government would not have moved this fast to activate these measures. So you see where instead of criminalizing Paula needs to be celebrated and appreciated. And you all like this thing about trying to fund Chichipole. You are the Chichipole. Have Bennett at Chichipole Bennett that secret thing to her, and you calling the people deaconess say Chichipole. So we commend the government for that. And we also applaud Paula for blowing the whistle. Because had Paula not blown the whistle at that time, we are not too sure the government was contemplating activating this system as soon as now. So now, public health measures as at points of entry for travelers, in addition to ongoing measures in keeping with the International Health Regulation RHR 2025. As a result, the government of the Republic of Liberia, herewith issued this EVD Travel Advisory Number 01, May 25, 2026, with immediate effects as follows. 1. All travelers arriving from or transiting through DRC or Uganda will be required to truthfully fill out a traveler surveillance form provided on board or upon arrival. 2. At all points of entry, airports, ground crossing, and seaports, health screening, including body temperature, will be checked on all travelers. A person suspected of having signs and symptoms of EVD or any other infectious disease will be managed accordingly, in keeping with the national point of entry standard operating procedures. 3. All travelers will be provided with health information, advised to self-monitor and report on signs and symptoms of EVD or any other infectious disease to the nearest health facility or call toll-free number 4455. That's number 3. Number 4, all travelers and conveyance operators should adhere to infectious prevention and control. That means drivers. RPC. Measures such as hand washing, use of sanitizer, and avoid unnecessary physical contact. If you're traveling or you are a driver, right, on the highway or traveling between places, the government of Liberia is saying you should have your hand sanitizer, you should normalize hand washing, and avoid physical contacts. 5. Any contaminated conveyance with suspected person, cargo, or human remains of EVD or any other infectious disease will be decontaminated at port of entry to control spread of the disease. That means maybe a vehicle entered through any of our port of entry, and then it's determined that you have an EVD suspect there, that cargo will have to be decontaminated right there, continuing dealt with before any move further. All Liberian citizens and residents are strongly advised against non-essential travels to Ebola-affected countries. So the government of Liberia says you can be whether from a church conference, what kind of conference, from working, student, or tourists, whoever. The government of Liberia is advising that we will have to rethink traveling to countries and affected with Ebola currently. The government of Liberia assures the public that there is currently no case of Ebola virus disease in Liberia, no confirmed case. But there is a need to be careful and precautious out there. And all of the system activated. This is what Paula issues were about. However, heightened surveillance and preparedness measures are being implemented to protect public health. This travel advisory will be revised from time to time as the need arises. So this is signed by the Interim Director General, National Public Health Institute, and of course approved by the Minister of Health, Dr. Louis Poto. So this is where we are. Don't listen to. So these are the people, these are the authority in the area, like I said, and I want to commend them for listening to us and doing something about this instead of just running behind a woman. Oh, yeah, arrest a woman. You go pour in jail. That is the politician she's doing. She passing around. Blah blah blah. You're being violating people's rights here because of political power and all that. This is unfair. So if we are going to get somebody that Paula in the health system way in 2014, maybe the death toll will not reach where it reached. Maybe precautionary measures are going to be activated way more sooner than we did after the virus penetrated and spread in our country. So whatever action that will be taken now to further prevent us will have to be credited to Paula Alarm. Paula whistle she blew. So you start being political with everything, being disrespectful and all that. So, but there's an important point that we also need to look at. And an important exposure that needs to be considered. We respect the confidentiality requirements when it comes to health practices. And that is the reason why we even found on the arrest of Paula, and in fact, he arrested her for diverging sensitive confidential information. But then he took her to the police. What you have is a TikTok police, and they're doing cameras and they're having interview. They won't start spewing out more. They almost started explaining even more than what she did the first time. So even in your action to protect confidentiality, you were exposing confidentiality. So the government of Liberia, like I said, will have to be deliberate in controlling and managing who talks and what they say. So JFK Nursing Director clarified on the Ebola preparedness training amid the public concern. So it was a training organized for nurses on Ebola preparedness, that the information the woman shared with fellow nurses. So the director of nursing services at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center, Mrs. Joanna D. Jokai, has clarified that recent educational sections conducted for nurses at the hospital were strictly precautionary and not linked to any confirmed Ebola cases in Liberia. Precautionary, just like I said. And Paula's whistle was also precautionary to her colleagues as frontline, soldiers. In a statement issued Monday, Mrs. Jokai explained that the awareness and preparedness initiative was carried out as part of her professional and ethical responsibility overseeing the E.S. Grant Memorial and Maternity Hospital under the JFK Medical Center. According to her, the training was aimed at strengthening the readiness of nurses and ensuring a safe working environment for both healthcare workers and patients in the event of any highly infectious disease outbreak, including Ebola virus disease. Mrs. Jokai noted that Liberia's painful past experience with Ebola, coupled with a recent alert from the Ministry of Health regarding reported Ebola cases in the Democratic Republic of Congo, made it necessary for healthcare workers to remain informed and vigilant. And that was that. And I'm going to hold it right there. So, this is it. Nobody committed any crime. And unless they can provide the meeting minutes, or if they want to launch an investigation, go deep into it, and then you know whether they have conversation about Ebola and people who came from Uganda that are in the JFK and all that. So why are people trying to hide information from the people, from the country? We want another big alarm again. We don't want it. So, folks, because of time, I cannot take call on this. But it's important for us to always take our time when issues come out, and we be fair and start to be political about everything. We just jump on everything and be so knee-jerk in reacting to situation. They want you that health benefit. You're not scared of what happened 2014, 2015. Paula scared. Paula be there scared. Marcelo are scared. So we say, y'all be careful, nurses, because some of the nurses can be so very careless. And you go to the hospital, you don't know who the nurse has interacted with. So you might try to warn fellow nurses, y'all be careful. Y'all do this for the safety of the rest of us. Because if right now your head say, pim, you run into some kind of medical center, and a nurse will come to your aid. And so if that nurse is precautionary enough, applying all of the necessary preventive measures, right, you feel safe in the care of that nurse. And this is the essence of the debate. But not for partisan zealots to be on social media and saying something. Oh yeah, I agree. Paula should be commended in this country. That's why we always try to mix things up. We should tell Paula thank you. Now you see our government is making move. Our government is taking action. They're going to the borders. They're doing this. At least they put in all those surveillance measures. It's good for us. Then we can feel safe now. We start doing our politics. But when you dismiss the woman, you put her behind banner. Then you stay careless. The thing jump for her and say, "Oh, was I listening to Paula? The president, you need to honor Paula." That thing where you go gay, Sir Joseph say Ebola hero. You need to take it from Sir Joseph and give it to Paula, Ebola hero. Because what she did, she let it fire her. She raised the alarm. We put in all the measures we prevent nothing coming here. We go call say you need to take it back from Sir Joseph. Say now you're seeing UP come and get a man Ebola hero. You need to take it from him. We'll get Ebola hero. Huh? But yeah, man, folks, it's been good here interacting and talking about our country, and of course, weighing our own thoughts and analysis on some of those issues happening in our country and all of that, all geared towards pushing our leaders, pushing our government to deliver on its promises, deliver on the Liberian dream, deliver. For us, we're tired as a country of everyday complaining. Our parents were here complaining for the lack of basic services. We inherited those complaints. We are continuing with it. We are seeing no progress, no improvements across any sector. This is a mark of failure, collective failure, and we must do something. And that is the reason. It is not just being a critic of the government, and that is why you out there in the market, you want to come across sorry for all of the time, and you think people should be sorry for you, giving you bed or rest, giving you pampers for your children, and all of that. You need to join us to advocate. You need to join us to push the government. They're stealing all of the money. They're enjoying themselves. They're passing around, right? Involving themselves with all kinds of things. And you're seeing people who are supposed to be thinking for the country, and they're vastly rightly, they're passing around, matching outfits and doing men and women business. Why the issues of the countries are left unsolved. The people are suffering. So we gotta go home, and this is all the time we've got to be here. I mean, sadly, just to all of you, our followers, we may not be here tomorrow. Tomorrow is Eid day. I'm a Muslim by faith. I'll have to be away tomorrow in observance of Eid, the Abraham Day tomorrow. So, but Thursday we'll be back. We're back to pick up from exactly where we stopped. Until we see you, we hope and pray that you remain safe. And of course, this is the Freedom Morning Rise and Freedom at the 7.9. This is how we like to go home on this Tuesday morning presentation. My name is Abu Sherif. We will not be here tomorrow. I'm going to be here the day after tomorrow to serve you. Until we see you, do have yourself a wonderful time. Bye-bye.
When they welcome me, they say they were freedom fighters. When they welcome me, they say they were liberators. But when they keep their time, they change their mind. When they keep their